Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Driven Wyld. Today we are talking about I'm an UberEats driver, here to tell you the secrets I'm not supposed to tell you. Yes, we do eat your fries. So whether this is an actual UberEats driver or an UberEats driver that used to be like really bad at what they do, this person is claiming that they actually ate the fries of the orders that came into their account. And quite honestly, I have never been for that. I've always said that you never mess with somebody else's food. That is just my personal opinion. But there are people that disagree with me, and it turns out this person was one of them and is now outwardly talking about it. So with that said, we are talking about everything that's being said in this article, how it actually is for Doordash, UberEats, and Grubhub drivers and customers, and everything in between. So with that said, let's get started. An UberEats driver has revealed what really happens behind the wheel on your food delivery, from sneaking the odd chip to deliberately slowing down when customers are rude. Tom, 33, who asked not to share his surname as he still works for the platform, told Plates Express that while most customers are polite, the job isn't always straightforward, and when he's hungry, stressed, or disrespected, he sometimes bends the rules. Okay, so he's hiding his identity, and how certain are we that he actually is a gig worker? Is he just saying that? Is he looking for a story and his 15 minutes of fame? What does that actually look like? Also, let's take a note here that this is from the United Kingdom, not the United States. And for a country that boasts about how crazy it is in America and how we're these rude people, talk about being rude. I try to be professional, but when you're stuck in traffic with someone's chips next to you and you've not eaten for hours, it's tough, he said. Tom admits he dipped into customer food more than once, especially when the packaging isn't sealed or the bag's already half open. I don't make a habit of it, but yeah, I've taken fries. Everyone does, whether they admit it or not. You're 5 hours in, tired and hungry, and the food's just there. It happens. I 100% disagree. It doesn't just happen. You took an order for delivery and made the choice to go into somebody else's food. That's not a driver thing. That's a self-control thing. And that was your lack of self-control, not the entirety of Uber Eats drivers. Don't make it sound like everyone does it. What slander is that? One night I was out late. I hadn't eaten all day. The bag was open. I took a nugget, not proud of it, but also not the first. Tom says the way a customer behaves can influence how quickly their food arrives. He says, I do my best to be quick, but if someone starts messaging me saying, where are you, or hurry up, I slow down. I'm not gonna race across town to someone who's giving me grief. I get that people are hungry. I'm juggling traffic, queues, and tight timings. When they're rude, it just puts me off. Now, I'm not gonna pretend that I don't understand the frustration of really needy customers or customers that treat drivers poorly. You're the kind of driver that a no-tip customer would receive. It sounds to me like he's taking any order that comes his way, number one, and number two, it sounds like he has anger issues, emotional issues, and overall just self-control issues that he needs to work on. And that's not a display of what all Uber drivers do. That's just this one. Tom says there are things customers can do better to get better service from him. He says if someone tips or just says thank you, I do try to remember them. I don't get the same people often, but when I do, I'll be sure their food stays upright, dry, and whatever it takes. You see, that's my point. He literally just said, if a customer tips, which insinuates he's taking orders that have no tip on them. That is his choice to take that abuse. Like, I don't get customers that do that often anymore. Why? Because I make sure that the customers I take are worth my time. But if they ignore me or slam the door, yeah, I'm not going out of my way next time. Out of your way? You should be doing this if you accepted the order. Don't let the order spill. Don't treat their order like garbage. Treat the customer properly. These are all things that should have been done from the get-go, and you're using it as an excuse to treat people like garbage. This is my opinion. It's worth what you pay for it. None of you pay me. There you go. I Do not condone this kind of behavior as an Uber Eats driver, as a Doordash driver, really any kind of driver. That food is not yours to mess with. It's not your food to eat. I understand if you get hungry, keep a few bars in the car if you have to. I almost always have a drink and a protein bar in the car just in case I have that problem. In terms of customers of poor quality, you gotta take the tipping customers that are treating you with integrity and being kind to you and not just doing whatever. A part of me says this guy is somebody who is an Uber Eats driver, but he's also looking for his 15 minutes of fame, so he's saying some egregious things and he's being rude so he can get those 15 minutes. Here's the other part of that though. I also don't think he's lying. I think this is actually what he does and he's looking to make a quick buck. I don't know how much this story would pay him though. I just feel like this guy needs attention. But here's the other side to that. If you're looking to make sure that you're only working with quality customers, take only tipping offers. You want to know how you know you're going to get tipping offers? If you have a diversified gig portfolio, if you have an exit strategy. Remember, the gig economy is an income bridge to what would be a long-term goal, not the goal. You stop worrying about people that treat you like that when you start to make sure that you're only working with quality customers. If you stop working with quality customers, then that's your problem. You decided not to work with quality customers that choose not to tip their driver up front. They're not going to tip in cash after service. They're just not. 99% of the time, they're not. And it's not worth chasing that 1% by taking the no-tip offer. But regardless, you got to make sure you have the diversified gig portfolio so that way you can have that sense of abundance. All in all, just make sure that if you're going to take any order on any platform, that you don't mess with the customer's food. That's not your food to mess with. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. As always, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time.